Some stars shine brightly on the screen, only to fade when the lights go out. But there are others who continue to shine not because of fame, but because of their courage and unshakable faith. Michael J. Fox is one of them. He was once the symbol of youth, dreams, and radiant laughter in Back to the Future. But at the peak of his career, he received a devastating diagnosis: Parkinson's disease, a condition that causes tremors and robs the body of control. Instead of giving up, Michael chose to rise, turning his pain into a source of inspiration for millions around the world. His story is not just about battling illness, but a powerful reminder that even when life changes, we can still choose how we shine. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe to the Luke Stories YouTube channel to help us spread more positivity, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next inspiring story. Morning in Manhattan. Sunlight streamed through the glass window, touching the face of a small man whose hands trembled as he held a cup of coffee. Michael J. Fox smiled. Though his hands were no longer steady, he still made his coffee every morning, a small ritual that reminded him he was still alive, still capable of doing something, however small it might be. It had been more than 30 years since he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. 30 years, long enough to break a man. But for Michael, it became a journey of learning how to stand, and how to smile again amid adversity. Born in Canada, Michael was a small, lively boy with bright eyes and a mischievous smile. He dreamed of becoming an actor since he was little, though everyone told him it was impossible. At 18, he left his hometown, heading to Hollywood alone with a few dollars in his pocket and a naive belief that he could do something big. Life at first was far from easy. He lived in a tiny apartment, ate instant noodles, and waited for the rare audition call. But as if fate had a soft spot for dreamers, his role in Family Ties opened a bright path. The show became a huge success, and Back to the Future turned him into a global star. Michael became the face of 1980s America, sharp, witty, and full of energy. He had it all: fame, fortune, admiration. But when the lights shone brightest, fate touched his shoulder with a cold hand. In 1991, while filming, Michael noticed a small tremor in his finger. He thought it was fatigue, but the tremor didn't stop. The doctor looked at him and spoke slowly, carefully. "You have Parkinson's disease. It's chronic. It can't be cured." The world collapsed around him. He was only 29. His entire future shattered in a single sentence. For years after that, Michael kept his illness a secret. He still smiled on set, still delivered his lines with perfect timing, but behind the scenes, he hid his trembling hands in his pockets. At night, he turned to alcohol to escape the truth. Sometimes, his wife Tracy would watch him in silence as he drank. One night, she said softly, "You can lose your career, Michael, but don't lose yourself." Her words were like a faint light in a dark room. Michael woke up the next morning realizing that while he couldn't control his illness, he could control how he lived with it. From then on, he started again. He quit drinking, accepted his reality, and learned to live with Parkinson's. "I can't change the diagnosis," he said, "but I can change how I face it." He founded the Michael J. Fox Foundation, which has since raised hundreds of millions of dollars for Parkinson's research and support around the world. He didn't want anyone else to feel as alone as he once did. Michael kept acting, even as his hands shook, kept appearing in public, even when his steps grew unsteady. When asked why he didn't retire completely, he smiled, I didn't lose my ability to act. I just act a little slower now. It was a simple line, but it carried the entire weight of his spirit, gentle, humorous, yet stronger than any speech. He wrote books, telling his story with humor and grace, never self-pity. In one interview, someone asked, if you could go back in time, would you choose not to have Parkinson's? Michael smiled, without Parkinson's, I would never have learned the value of gratitude. The hall went silent, then erupted in applause. He didn't seek sympathy, he wanted to show that even when the body betrays us, the soul can still choose courage. Even as the disease progressed, Michael never lost his sense of humor. In one TV interview, he joked, I never spill coffee on anyone, people stay far enough away from my shaky hands. The studio burst into laughter. That was his strength, turning fear into laughter, pain into joy. When asked how he stayed positive, he replied, I'm not trying to be strong. I'm just being honest with my fear. Once you accept it, it stops scaring you. In 2023, when he received an honorary award for his humanitarian work, Michael walked onto the stage to thunderous applause. His body trembled, but his eyes sparkled. My life isn't a story about illness, he said. It's a story about the people who helped me believe that things can get better. The entire audience rose to their feet, tears glistening. Tracy looked at her husband with pride. Michael smiled, the smile of a man who has walked through storms and found peace on the other side. After the ceremony, a little boy ran up, holding a toy DeLorean, the time-traveling car from Back to the Future. I wanted to meet Marty McFly, the boy said eagerly. Michael bent down and replied warmly, I'm not Marty anymore, but you can be the next one. Believe in your future, that's the kind of time machine that really works. The boy grinned, and Michael smiled quietly. In that moment, he realized, hope never dies, as long as someone keeps believing in it. These days, Parkinson's has made it harder for Michael to walk. Yet every morning, he steps out onto his balcony, hands trembling, holding a cup of coffee as the city wakes under the sunrise. Tracy asks, Are you okay? He smiles gently. I'm not just okay. I'm happy. Happy not because life has grown easier, but because he's learned to see beauty even within hardship. He once said, life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. Perhaps that's why he's become a living symbol of strength and gratitude. Michael J. Fox, the small boy with a big dream, has become a light in the hearts of millions. He teaches us not just about courage, but about living fully within our limits. Hope, he once said, is not a feeling. It's a choice, the choice to smile, even when your hands are shaking. The stage lights have long faded, but the light within Michael's heart still shines bright. Because sometimes, true strength isn't in defeating illness, it's in loving life, even when it's no longer perfect.